Alright, good morning everybody. Tuesday, 24th of May, London session. Let's get into it. In terms of news, we've got some more high impact GBP news later on this morning at 10:30. So we may just stick around for that. And then later on in the day, you have a speech from Fed Chair Powell. That is this evening, so we'll see what that does to the markets tomorrow morning. In terms of news, I saw something here. We should not let what is happening in Ukraine happen in Indo-Pacific. So, not entirely sure about this, but um, different countries seem to be raising their foreign aid budget. Seems like there's war tensions, something of that sort. Just saw this now a minute before coming on. But yeah, that is sounds like a red flag, and as you can see, it's a red folder here, which is generally high impact. So if you saw with the Ukraine-Russia situation, gold really had a very strong move up. So if that becomes a bigger story, we could see a further move up on gold. Here we go. Here's this move up from Russia, Ukraine. This big move up. So we've just about corrected that move, sitting almost at the lows of where we were before the Russia and Ukraine story. And now, funnily enough, you got an article like that. I mean, you never know. We may just start moving up again. But I think some of this move still needs to be corrected. But there's a lot of rejection areas along the way. So we could just tap into any one of these levels. As you can see, there's a level we're at right now. And we could just start pushing back down. In terms of GJ, okay, let's start with GJ on a daily time frame here. Because there is news at 10:30 with GJ, we're probably going to have to be quite patient. So as you can see, we had this daily support. We broke into it the other day, and we had a pretty strong move up. Okay, we broke back out of it, and then day before yesterday, so the last week Friday, we closed below that support again. Now yesterday we've closed back into this range. We've pulled back pretty strong already this morning, and I'm anticipating price to basically on the lower time frames form a support, and that'll be your wick on the daily time frame before driving up. Right now, low time frames, it's really quite a mess. Honestly, I'd want to see a break of, a resistance before moving further on up. Yeah, the lower time frame is extremely messy, honestly. It looks like we have formed some sort of support level over here. Our new hourly has pulled down slightly and broken the high, so we may get a drive up here. Honestly, the range is just extremely messy for me. Look at these resistances right here. You may have a problem breaking that level. You may have a problem breaking that level, and I mean that is only 5 and 15 pips away. So GJ, there's news coming up. Technicals are very messy. Gonna leave it alone for now. As of now, I'm marking up the highs, the supports. I'm gonna take this level out here. Um, I would look for sells below this level. So yeah, if we break support, looking to move to the next support. Obviously, this will be with volume because there is news just now at 10:30. So this wouldn't necessarily be a trade I would normally take. I'd maybe prefer to take sells below this level to move down to the next support. But if the news comes out and price happens to push into this range, I could see the next support being tapped here with that momentum. So let's leave that as an option. Otherwise, bars above this level here, you're going to have your first target right over here and your second target. Uh, it's not exactly a clear level here. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Looking for bars above resistance. At that point, like I say, your daily will also be breaking the high that is yesterday's high over here to move on to your next target. Yeah, that is about 30 pips away. And this will be our final target for bars, 60 pips away. We are bullish at this point, so I would prefer to have a TP at that final daily resistance, like I say. Looking for this daily candle to flip bullish and then fill the range here. In terms of sells, like I say, not too eager to be taking sells, but hence I'm only really targeting that support down there. I don't think we will be selling today. Let's see the numbers. Looks like they're looking at bad numbers for GBP. Lower than expected reading should be taken as a negative or bearish. probably going to be the same for all of them. Lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. So yeah, so far they are actually looking at bad numbers for the pound this morning. As you can see, all the forecasted numbers are lower than the previous. So let's just see how they come out. That'll make all the difference. Let's have a look at gold. So gold is certainly at a daily level here. I saw it from one perspective just now I'm seeing it from another. So what I was seeing just now was that we had broken above this daily resistance, and we, as you can see here, we closed above this level, and we now have this wick to fill to tap back into that level there. But this wick has already tapped into that level, so we don't necessarily need to tap into there again. And that is obviously, that wick there is a rejection to this level. So sells are still on the cards here. Honestly, buys or sells, and we've got a pretty clear range right here. Got your resistance, you got your support. You can have your first target down there for sells, second target down there. I mean, just in terms of bars, right now we are bullish, but it seems as though we are struggling to create a new high here. Okay, we made a high over here, made a equal high, formed a equal low basically, and then made a new high, and then we got the same story here. Okay, as you can see, but we are failing to push back up to those levels, failing to make a new high. And like I say, tapping into this serious level of resistance here. Also looking left, you got this level here. We are right on that level. So right now both buys and sells are justified. I would say the momentum is bullish at this point in time, looking at that. But if you zoom out a bit, it's clear to see we are still trending down here. I really like buys above this level, but yeah, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. We're moving down pretty strong here. So for now, just gonna focus on gold. Yeah, like I say, GJ news later, you may see a move up here, but this level is just, this area is just quite messy. You could always see bars above here, and then you got about 15 pips to that wick, to that level there, and that's gonna be a level you probably want to move your stops to break even, maybe even secure some position. So I'd rather just stay out of that range right now with news coming up. So we're gonna keep the focus on gold here. Moving down very strong here. So yeah, I guess we missed this move, but this was kind of premature. Like I say, at the end of the day, right now we are bullish, so I don't think I would have been wanting to sell on this resistance. But that's a pretty nice hourly close there. You could have sold on the break of the low. The setup looks good. I don't mind missing that though. Also had a pretty strong move up here, so we could see this correct a little bit. Maybe come back down to this support level before driving up. You got the support level over here, which kind of worried me a little bit. So I've moved this level down here. You see the support right over there. So I've moved this level down a little bit, and it lines up really nicely with that resistance. So I'm gonna leave that level over there, and I'm gonna have sells below 1848.9. Got about a 20 pip range here. Moving down 79 pips to your next target, and final target would be 125 pips. This level here is pretty strong, 1840. So I definitely have most of my position off by there. As you can see, that's our 4-hour level. Looking at a 4-hour, I mean, below this level here, you do have, I wonder if I can hide this. There we go. So below this level here, looking left, you have these candles to basically mirror. This is kind of clean traffic on a 4-hour back down to support. Hence that'll be my support down there. My target. So just waiting for a 30-minute closure here. Got about 7.5 minutes to go. We do have some more range to cover here to get the closure we want, about 20 pips away. So just gonna have to wait patiently. If you are joining the stream this morning, thank you very much for your support. I hope you are learning something. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to help you out. And yeah, give a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. So yesterday we did not take any trades. Last week was our worst week so far. So looking to have a better week this week. Like I said yesterday, a no trade is better than a loss. I was actually having an issue with my broker and managed to catch call a move yesterday about 15 pips. I wonder where it was. Somewhere around here. I think we had this as our resistance yesterday. Closed above. And I think as we broke the high, maybe we had a buy stop in, something like that. But like I said, didn't take the trade, just called it. I set to secure at about 13 pips and move stops to break even. Not that it matters. Just waiting, yeah. Just waiting, not too much to do. GBP waiting for news at 10:30. Not sure if I'll be here at 10:30, but right now we're in a very ugly range here. I mean, if you're trying to make sense of this range, you're just gonna give yourself a headache. This may be our support formed on the lower time frame before moving up. Like I say, your daily we have pushed straight down. So the wick on the daily, we are expecting the daily to push back bullish. So we're waiting for a support on the lower time frame, and you know that may just be your level. But like I say, with all this mess to the left here and news coming up, it's not really worth trying to be clever here. Interesting here, your weekly is also tapped into a pretty strong level this morning, or should I say yesterday. So let's see. Okay, so your 30-minute has closed, and we are still in this range. Probably gonna have to wait for 9 o'clock here. Bars above here also look pretty good. Like I say, are still bullish. We haven't broken these lows yet, so we too still have potential to push up and form a new high, or at least test this previous high. I have broken into a range here with clean traffic moving up. I'm just looking at the lower time frames for possibilities here. I did say we were expecting a support on a lower time frame to basically form that daily wick and then drive back up. So this support seems to have been formed over here. So I'm probably not going to get involved in this, but I'd like to see what happens here. I mean, the lower time frames, I guess you can break it down 15 minutes and say, okay, yeah, we are now in a clean range. Form the support, broke a resistance, should move up to the next resistance. Daily is bullish. I mean, if we form a steeper wick on the 30-minute here, I may even get involved in this. I'm just toying around with some ideas here. Your previous 15-minute had no bottom wick. Shouldn't be too much of a concern. But like I said, I would rather see this current 30 form a bit of a steeper wick before getting involved. Yeah, it very well could just drive up at this point. We have broken the high. But, yeah, I mean, like I say, just messing around with some ideas here. Trying to learn something new. Something we can maybe execute on in the future. So I guess we're just gonna watch this play out today. For now. Just gonna leave the bars above 161. I said not to play within this range. A lot of mess here. But I mean, you got pretty clean flowing traffic within here. I mean, look at these candles moving down, moving back up, down, up, down. Not bad. Your 30's flipping bearish, you've got a wick to fill here. A lot of bearish momentum on that previous candle. So look at GJ. Moving back down. Like I say, your previous 15 had no bottom wick, so, in terms of getting an entry within this range, I would have liked to see a steeper wick. So let's see if we push back up here. Like I say, not too interested in getting involved in this. But what I would do if I were to get involved is have a buy stop on the flip of the candle. and I would be targeting probably the daily high, but you never know, at this point it may drive down as well. But we have a pretty strong bullish closure on the previous 30 minutes. So let's write here paper trade. Paper trade is not a real trade, it's more like a practice, just take it on a demo account or whatever you want to do. I've got it here up on TradingView. Just gonna see how it goes. Gonna wait for the 15-minute candle to close here. Just toying with some ideas here on gold because we had this pretty strong push down at 8, and this may be in anticipation of this news coming up at 10:30, as they are looking at bad numbers. No, I'm lying. That's for GBP. I'm not too sure what it could be. But like I say, you are tapping into some high time frame levels here of possible rejection. Looking further left, we've tapped into this level over here. Tapped into that level. So yeah, if you look here to the left, we've got a support level over here, and this resistance. So, you got this kind of level over there, which we've closed below. Like I say, with a lot of momentum. Your new candle has pulled up from the top wick, tapping into this resistance level. And we do have a wick to fill here, and may push down into support. I don't know how I feel about taking a trade within this range. I'm just simply looking at the momentum from the previous candle, looking at the fact that we've also broken below that level there at about 1852.5. Let's see how our 15-minute closes here. I just don't know. I think it's going to be best to wait for a break below this support here. So look at GBP pulling back up now. If your 15-minute can close back above this resistance, even as a bearish doji, you could see the next candle pop up, break the high, and move up to resistance. You still got the 30-minute here, which could flip at any point. But like I say, you're probably going to give yourself a headache looking for a trade within this range. So, like I say, paper trade, just messing around here looking for possibilities. Okay, so your 15 minutes closed bullish here, and looks like you've actually formed a support at this point. Looking left here, you got this level as well. Yeah, I reckon sell stop on the break of the current 30-minute low. You're going to be looking at about a 13 pip stop loss. And as we fill that wick, we will move stops to break even. On my broker, got the sell stop at 1851.35. Stop loss is going to be at 1852.9. 14 pips. If we happen to break above 1852.9, we may just remove this position. I think let's just have a look here. If we break above this level here, we will remove the position. I reckon if GJ closes back in this range here, and your 30-minute closes back in this range, London Open comes and we break that high, we should pop up and possibly even move to the daily high here. But you never know, we might not even get that kind of movement before news. Got about 5 minutes left to your 6 minutes left to the London Open, yeah. So we do have a sell stop in place. I think it's in a pretty good place if volume happens to kick in. And we do turn back bearish. But honestly, I'm going to delete these sell stops. I'm going to wait for the hourly close here and see what happens. Rather be safe than sorry, you know. You want to wait for your hourly closes, your 30-minute closes. If you begin to get too close to those times and you have orders in, you know, you may get tapped in and then price could go in the opposite direction. So you rather want to wait for a 30-minute close, hourly close, give you some confirmation, wait for your new candle to form. Let's say in this instance we're wanting to move down now. Wait for your new candle to form the top wick before breaking the lows. So you'll have your sell stop on the break of the lows. So you don't want to just put the sell stop in whenever. You kind of want to time it correctly so that you don't get triggered in prematurely or unnecessarily. Yeah, GJ is gonna move. I'm telling you. I don't want to execute on this, but I'm telling you it's gonna move. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Just waiting for the hourly close here. I just had a sell stop at about this level here, which I've removed. Since we're coming to the hourly close, I'd like to see the 9 o'clock candle open before setting any orders. But we had a pretty strong move down on gold. Looking for that move to kind of continue, looking to fill this wick and possibly tap into support. GBPJPY, we've got news coming up at 10:30. We are in a pretty messy range here, so really nothing much to do on GJ. I don't like it at all. Just going to wait for 10:30. If we're even here by then, we may get a trade on gold and call it a day. But yeah, thanks again for joining. Give a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. And ask questions. If there's anything you don't understand, feel free to ask. Two minutes to go here. You know, I don't want to force a trade within this range. It doesn't look too bad, but you know, your better souls are going to be below this level here. Once you break below this resistance and support to move further down to your next support level, and then your 4-hour support levels over here at 1841 So that will be our main target. So about 20 pips, about 80 pips to our final target. Okay, so there you got your flip bearish on the 30 minute. We would have triggered into our sell stop if we still had it in at this point, but you've got a minute left of this candle. So, you know, what happens if now your hourly opens, you form your wick on the hourly and you break this level here, because your new hourly candle may break the 30-minute high and still respect the previous hourly high before driving down. So you really want to just, you know, in this instance, you know, if you close like that, that's okay. Wait for your little wick up, sell stop on the break of this candle low. You do have a wick to fill still. Okay, there we go. So something like that. And at this point, you'd have your sell stop now below the previous candle. But I mean, look how this candle has driven straight up. So, you know, it may break this high before even triggering us in here. And hence, you know, it paid to be patient with setting that order. But like I say, you're gonna just rather wait, I guess, for a break of support here. So yeah, moving up pretty strong. Looks like we may have even formed a support over here. Okay, so yeah, don't want to get clever within this range. Look at GJ. GJ moved up here on the hourly open. Your daily candle is just about flipped bullish again. So I mean, if we drive up, you know, like we've planned, bars above this level, and we'll be breaking the current candle's high, the daily candle's high. That's not too bad. Moving up very strongly here on gold. I'd really like to see a 30-minute closure above this resistance. I mean, your 4-hour will be flipping and breaking its own high above this resistance, so you could even just have a stop loss above here. But we kind of just want to see where our stops will be at that point. So, sorry, I was muted. I want a bar stop at this level 1857 400, but I first want to see a candle closure of some sort. So, At this point, to have a bar stop here, your stop loss is going to be all the way down here. That's 60 pips. That's not going to work for us. So I'd like to see the 15-minute close at least. If we get a 15-minute closure above this level, that'll be even better. Your 15-minute generally isn't too strong of a confirmation, but keep in mind it is London Open now, so at 9:15 there's still a lot of volume on that 15-minute candle, and if we are bullish here, we should see a continuation if we do happen to break into this range here of clean traffic. So we've got about 15 pips to this wick over here if we've got our bar stops at this level. And at that point we'll probably secure a little bit of our position and let the rest move up here. We'll see how it goes. Looks like we may just get our first trade of the week here. GJ's a mess, man. Just a mess. Looking at bad numbers for the pound, so you should see a push down. Got about 5 minutes left here, 4.5 minutes to your new candle. It's moving up so strong here, but gotta wait for a closure before setting that order. We could, just break this high here. You're still tapping into some rejection zones, and if you don't get a candle closure above this level, you could always just drive back down. The hourly has broken the previous hourly high. Your 4 hours should have flipped bullish at this point. And it looks pretty good. Three minutes to go. Got about a minute to go here. Looking pretty good right where we sit right now. So your new candle, I'd like to see a wick down here, and then like I say, as we break these highs, and then we'll have the stop loss on the current candle to move up here. Looking to possibly have a small runner here. Push up into some of these levels. Okay, cool. Right now gonna have a bar stop at 1857.400. On my broker that's gonna be 1857.3, 30. We'll just see where this current candle pulls down to, and we'll have our stop on the low of this current candle. Probably looking at no more than 30 pips. Okay, looks like we're about to be triggered in here. Okay, so your 4 hours broken the previous 4-hour high, and we are officially above this resistance. We do have pretty nice range moving up here to the left. Got about 15 pips to fill the wick. about 28 pips to your first possible rejection area. Our first target will be at 50 pips. We will probably have taken a little bit of position off by then already. And then I think we're going to leave a very small runner up here into 1868. Stop loss I think is going to be a little bit lower than this. Okay, so we got our stop loss below the previous 5 minutes. Not that it means too much at 5 minutes, but I mean your current 15-minute wick is also, not too trustworthy. You could always pull back a little bit lower here. $25 pip stop here. I was expecting a little bit more momentum as we broke the previous 4-hour high. So we'll just see how this 30-minute candle closes. I would like to obviously be closing above this resistance. This is probably going to be the one trade for the day. In terms of gold, if we don't move up now, I've got nothing really else to do here on gold. And GJ is just a mess, waiting for news. So nothing for GJ. Like I say, if we don't move up on gold, then I'm not too sure right now. And we'll call it a day. This is the one trade. So let's see how this plays out. And we'll be out of here. we've got about 6 minutes left here to our 30-minute candle closure. Three minutes to go here. Just hovering under our entry. Like I say, as long as we stay above this resistance, we should be good to move up. I would have liked to see more volume on this candle. Don't really want to be stuck in a position where we are opening on the 30 minutes right here. We may form a slightly steeper wick on the 30 minutes. Two minutes. We've got about a minute to go here until our 30-minute candle opens. Once the 30-minute candle breaks this high here at 1857.7, we should begin to move up. Okay, so we've closed above that level. Not too bad, not too bad. Just waiting for a break of the current candle high now, and we should begin to move up. Yeah, that setup on a 15-minute is also really nice. You could expect to see this 30-minute wick pull back into like 1855.9, 94, 1856.3, that kind of thing. Yeah, we've already tapped that 1856.3 level, so not too bad. If we flip now or break the highs, that'll be great. That wick is enough. Our stop loss is in kind of an arbitrary place. I tried to just give it a little bit more room here, below the 15 minutes. So I put it below the previous 5, because you do have some levels here which you could reject. But with a push down like that, breaking the previous 15-minute low, I would like to probably close half round about here. The second we break the highs, I'll just move stops below the current 30 minutes. Keep them at about 20 pips. So maybe it would have been better to wait for 30 minutes. We had a pretty strong drive up. So waiting for the 30-minute wouldn't have killed us. But we entered on the 15 because of the momentum and breaking the 4-hour high. So, like I said, you could see a break of the 15-minute low and the 30 minutes still continue to push up. So that looks like it's happening right now, and hence we put our stop loss, below. If you can kind of see here, we've got a bit of a support level over here. On your 15-minute price came down to this level and then pushed up. So we've got that support level over there. Looking left, we've also got, this rejection area over here. So that's where we've tapped into now. So that's where we had our stop loss below. Just keeping in mind that, like I say, the 30-minute may wick further down. So unfortunately, we maybe unnecessarily sat through some drawdown here, but it is what it is. Right now we're hovering just under break even, maybe like 5 pips. Sorry, not just break even, like 3 pips drawdown right now. But we are looking a lot better to drive up now. That wick is substantial enough, and if we break the highs, like I say, looking left here, of course we've got these wicks, but we should fill these wicks now. Since we've closed above resistance, we should fill these wicks. We've got clean range moving up here to 1860,4, and then our target is going to be at 1862,3. Okay, so flip man, I've been muted. I was just saying, basically, if you had closed half as we broke the 15-minute low, that would not have been a crime. It's pretty good risk management. At this point, we formed a support on the 5 minute. Okay, I have held on to my position with the confidence in the fact that we are forming that 30-minute wick there. Okay, so at this point, if we break this 5 minute low, I'll most likely close maybe even more than half of my position. But if, let's say, you wanted to add back half of your position, okay, I don't really like doing this, but I'm just saying, in this situation, looking on a 30-minute here, let's say you weren't in this trade, your entry would be on the break of the previous candle high, and your stop loss is most likely going to be the current candle low. So you could look at that as a way to add back your risk that you've taken off. So if you want to add back your risk or take another trade, you want to still wait for the same confirmations you would have waited for in the very beginning. So in this instance, we took it on the 15-minute time frame. Turns out, okay, maybe that wasn't best. We've had to sit through some drawdown now, and you've got another opportunity here on a 30-minute. The setup is still pretty good. Nothing wrong with that. So if you've missed this trade, just know that you can still get involved, as there is still an entry opportunity here. I've entered on a 15-minute, sat through some drawdown. You may get an even better entry and enter on the break of the previous candle high, stop below the current candle low. You'd be looking at about a 25 pip stop, and at that point you should have a lot more momentum. At that point we should begin to drive up. So it looks like I may have survived the drawdown here. Our 30-minute is flipping bullish, breaking its own high here, and let's see if we can get this push up. Oh my gosh. Thank you everyone for joining this morning. Appreciate the support. Hope you're learning something. If you don't understand, please feel free to ask questions. Okay, well, your 15-minute close bearish, but keep in mind we are still above this resistance level. not really enjoying seeing this pushing down like this. If we break the 15-minute low, I'll probably close the majority of my position here. So we're just about tapping into that previous 15-minute low. Like I say, if we break that low, I'm looking to close out some of my position at this point. Your 15-minute is beginning to get a little bit messy here, but your 30-minute still looks pretty good. Okay, your previous 30-minute closed above. Your new 30-minute has formed the wick, bottom wick, and we could still very well drive up. So we've been in drawdown for about 30 minutes now. Yeah. Anyway. We are beginning to push back up here. Looking pretty good. I'd like to see a little bit more of a push in this 30-minute candle before the hourly candle closes, just to be in a bit of a safer position before the hourly candle closure here. Possibly even securing some position would be nice before the hourly candle closure. Only got about 6 minutes left. Let's see if we can get these 14 pips at least. Looks pretty good. GJ is moving down here before the news. Got about 35 minutes before GJ news, GBP news. Hovering just under our entry here on gold. Looking like we should get a bit of a move up here now. Looking like we are just at about break even. Oof, there we go. Nice push up here. Currently in about 10 pips here. So we're gonna close 10 here at, sorry, half here at 10 pips. Got stops below the 30-minute now. Gonna give it a little bit more room to run. Something we don't normally do here. Okay, moving up nicely. Okay, so yeah, gonna have stops at break even at this point. Your hourly is about to close. So 57. So I'm looking to possibly close a little bit more of my position here. We should see this next hourly just move up really nasty, but you're about to tap into this rejection zone and your hourly's coming to a close here. So we're gonna close another 25% here at 24 pips. So we took this trade at 18 minutes past 9. Just letting the rest run here. What is going on? Man. Our stop loss was... Okay, so we've also closed with no top wick. We've got about 25% of this position running, so let's just close and leave 10% running. I think that'll be wise, and we don't have much left on the table. So yeah, I should have a pretty small position running by now. Close out a decent little profit there for the day. So yeah, closed out basically full at 30 pips right now. Our stops were below the previous 5-minute candle, kind of below that level there. 28 pips, let's say. I think let's just leave our stops at the sorry, I'll take profit at the previous high here, the previous hourly high. So if we hit that target, I don't know if I'm going to sit through this. Like I say, you got only 10% of this position running. Pretty small run, as top set break even. If we hit the target, it's going to be 70 pips. We can come back and adjust the record tomorrow. So yeah, that's done for the day. GJ here, you should probably see a further push down. We did close above support on the hourly, and you do have news coming up in 30 minutes here. So I'd much rather wait for news, which personally I'm not actually planning to do. So 30 pips secured this morning, and that's basically our start to the week. First trade for the week officially. MetaTrader is finally up and running. Closed 90% of our position at 30 pips. So yeah, let me not stick around. You know, I got things to do. Hope everyone has a great day, and I'll certainly see you tomorrow. Thank you again for joining. Please, please, please hit the like button. I see none of you have liked. 2 of you are watching. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You've been sitting with me for 2 hours, and you have not clicked like. Come on. I've had plenty of time. I'd really appreciate that.